Hi everybody! Today let's talk about partner visas in Australia. Now specifically here I'm going to talk about the onshore partner visa, which is known as the subclass 820/801. And I will talk about why this whole / thing is there. So you can only apply for this visa if you're onshore in Australia and you hold a substantive visa. Now, if for any reason you hold a bridging visa or you do not have a visa and you're unlawful in Australia, you can still apply for this, but you'll have to meet further requirements called the Schedule 3 requirements, and that gets pretty tricky. So we usually do recommend against it, and we provide advice or a plan for the applicant to go offshore. If it's completely not possible because of various reasons, then we can look at trying to overcome the Schedule 3 requirements. My name is Tracy Chen and I'm an immigration lawyer based in Australia. I am the principal lawyer and CEO of Mason Chen Law Group. If you want to get in contact with myself or one of our fantastic lawyers or agents, our contact details are below. Now, to obviously qualify for this visa, you must have an Australian partner and hence an Australian sponsor. So you might have traveled to Australia on a student visa or a temporary work visa, and then you fall in love with an Australian and you want to start a life together. This is the visa that you need to be considering, the onshore partner visa. So if you found an Australian partner and sponsor, the next thing you need to look at is whether you qualify for the partner visa requirements, which means that you need to meet one of these three. So first of all, you must be living together for at least 12 months before you apply. Or second of all, you have married legally. Or third, you have registered your de facto relationship in Australia. Now, the de facto relationship certificate is available in most states in Australia. I don't think it's available in Western Australia last time I checked. Registering your de facto relationship is kind of seen the same as getting married in Australia. The department would consider all three. I don't think that they consider any one of them more favorably, but as long as you meet one of the three requirements that I just mentioned, then you would qualify for the onshore partner visa. You ideally need to hold a substantive visa when you apply. So usually you would apply before your current visa expires. But for example, if you currently hold a student visa and you lodge a partner visa, but you still have, say, 6 months left on your student visa before it expires, you will need to continue on your student visa and comply with the conditions until your student visa has expired. Then your bridging visa A from lodging onshore will kick in, and then you no longer need to comply with the student visa restrictions and conditions. So before you apply, you would want to collect all the relationship documents, and you will need to continue supplying ongoing relationship documents to the department until the visa is actually granted. So let's have a look at what documents that you need. Now, the department follows the 4 pillars of a relationship here. So what are the 4 pillars? They are the financial aspects of the relationship, the social aspects of the relationship, the nature of the household, and nature of commitment. So let's go through and break down each of these aspects one by one. First of all is the financial commitment. Now, in my opinion, this is the one that they've put the most weight on. Well, at least this is what I've been taught. The department really look closely at how a couple shares their finances. So documents you can prepare to submit to the department include joint bank account, evidence of money transfer to each other, evidence of saving together towards a financial goal like purchasing a house. You can put in your big purchases here together as well, though I could also put this into nature of commitment, like if you bought a car together and you transferred money into an account to pay for the car, you can provide evidence of this to the department. Second of all is the social aspects of the relationship. Now, the department want to see that you and your partner are socially accepted as a couple. So you go out together, go out with family and friends together, and that you are socially accepted as a couple. Now, we do understand that every situation is different. Sometimes they're not socially accepted as a couple, like their friends don't agree with their relationship, or maybe the family doesn't agree with the relationship. In this instance, it is fine. The department does understand this, but you can provide a statement to explain this to the department. Now, I've worked on many cases before where the parents of both families or one family don't accept the couple and are very against it, and the couple have hid the relationship from their parents. In this instance, you wouldn't be able to provide evidence of you hanging out with your family or your family providing a statement to show their support for your relationship. And that's okay. You would just provide a statement to the department explaining that your family don't accept the relationship. The next would be nature of household. So obviously you need to be living together. Now, if for any reason you are living separately, do get migration and legal advice around this because the department don't look upon this favorably. The idea is that you can be living apart but not on a permanent basis. I've seen situations where the partner visa was refused because the couple was living in different states for a whole 12 months and they couldn't explain why. It was actually for work reasons, but they couldn't demonstrate that they were living apart but not on a permanent basis. So it's something to be very careful about. Now, if you can't live together for religious reasons, like you want to apply before you get married or whatever, this is something you definitely need to speak to your lawyer about to make sure you get it right or to make sure you can actually apply. They also want to know what you do together in your household, how you share your household chores, and how you operate as a family unit. So in your relationship statement, you could talk about who does the chores, who does the washing, who does the cleaning, who does the grocery shopping, who does the cooking, so they can really get an idea of how your house operates as a household unit. And the final aspect will be the nature of commitment. So the department want to see that you are committed together as a couple. So documents I would provide to support this would be evidence of, say, joint travel, to see each other, to see family and friends together. It could be big purchases that you do together as well, such as purchasing a house together, purchasing a car together. You could nominate each other as your superannuation beneficiaries. If you have wills, if you have nominated each other as beneficiaries. Now, I know this one's hard if you live together, but if you guys communicate throughout the day while you are apart, such as text messages and phone calls, these are the documents that the department are going to be looking for to meet the nature of commitment requirement. Now, it may seem pretty easy, but partner visas are actually a lot harder than you think because if it's not done correctly, it could be refused. It could cause delay in processing as well, because obviously you want this process as quickly as possible, right? When we do partner visa applications, although I don't guarantee it, they get granted in like 1 month, 3 months, 6 months at the latest. And it's because we understand the system and what the department are actually looking for. And do remember that the partner visa costs like almost $9,000 to lodge just in department fees. And although, yes, it's going to cost extra to get legal representation to help you, it will also maybe save you money if it doesn't get refused in the end as well. We do get queries all the time for consultations for people who have just had their visa refused. So we do have to go through the AAT process where, mind you, that takes up to 3 years sometimes to get a hearing. So just some food for thought there. When you are granted the 820 visa, you will get that visa and there won't be an expiry date on it. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I get the 801, which is actually the permanent part of the visa? Now, sometimes depending on how long you've been with your partner or whether you have children together, you sometimes can get a double grant. So you're already directly granted permanent visa, you get the 801. I've seen this many times. It's happened for us many times. Again, it comes down to the documents and the way you present the information. Otherwise, if you are granted the 820, you are granted the 820 and then you are only eligible to apply for the 801 2 years after the initial lodgement date. And that's only if the 820 has actually been granted. If for some reason for 2 years your 820 hasn't been granted yet, you're not eligible for the 801 yet because you're going to wait for the 820 to be granted. But if you're waiting for 2 years for it to be granted, then you're most likely going to get an 801 grant. Well, you would hope so anyway. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with people who need it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.